Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, our weekly podcast about all things that we feel like talking about and mostly revolve around running.
Pretty much just a lot of nerding out on running over here.
Meg, you're a nerd.
I am a nerd. I'm fine with it.
I mean, really, you're probably the coolest one here, but you are a nerd. You read everything.
Yeah.
Like you were telling me about, like if there's a running book, Meg's got it.
I know you have like the Dina Castor ones.
Yeah.
That's like not even a
Do you know what? I actually, you know how I don't always read?
yeah.
I
you
read
don't
that.
read good.
I don't read that good. I actually read that one. I put it in my head through text.
When I first started running and I was in love with running, this is before my disenfranchised state, I read like all the books that were in the library about running and some that even weren't that I found on Amazon.
Yeah. You know what? We all have read the Alexi Pappas book.
Yeah, I really
Bravey.
I did like that book a lot. That was probably one of my
And that
favorite.
was another one I digested with my eyes instead of listening to.
So Meg, what's your favorite running book of all time?
Of all time? That's a good question.
You've read one of them a couple times. I've seen it like pop back up.
Elite Minds is one that I like to reread before races and stuff. I really did like Dina's book.
I thought you read that one twice. Dina's book.
I've read, yeah.
What's
I like
her
to
book?
go back and read like partial.
Do you know what I
bits.
listened to this morning that I'm enjoying?
What?
David Goggins' new book.
Oh, his new one?
Yeah.
Did you read his first one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read that book in like 2 days.
Yeah,
it was a good read.
entertaining.
You know what I like about it?
I don't
you
hate
may
David Goggins.
You may disagree with him or whatever, but I will tell you what. I was listening to this podcast. I was listening to his new book on my run this morning.
Yeah, your heart rate was like through the roof. You're hammering out 7-minute miles, 6:30 miles.
No, it's actually
And
funny
yelling
because
the
he
whole
does
time.
talk about he's like, people think I do this, I run at heart rate and I do this. So a lot of my runs are, he runs, never finishes the name of his new book. What I liked about it, well, one, it was kind of fun because the chapter I was on right now, he's talking about Leadville and running Leadville.
Mm-hmm.
And we've run Hope Pass. I've run it twice. You've run it once. And so I knew exactly where he is talking about.
Uh-huh.
So while I was running, I could picture him doing it. But he reignites your fire. Like he's like, look, you can take the easy way out. You have a 72-degree house. Everything feels good. You can come up with excuses not to put yourself in the pain.
Yeah.
He goes,
yeah. Go ahead. I think like he gets a bad rap sometimes because I mean I get it both ways, but if he gets people out there to like get out of their comfort zone, discipline themselves to do some things, and he always makes it a point to be like, I used to be a piece of shit.
yeah, cookie jar.
I used to be, but yeah, I think it's overall net good.
Well, here's the thing, it's like you don't have to live like David Goggins.
Right.
But like every once in a while, if you can get a little Goggins in you.
Yeah. Get to jump in that ice water.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was waiting for
I know.
that one to go somewhere.
Yeah.
But, if you just do a little bit every once in a while, if he motivates you to just go out for an extra run or do that extra bit of cross training or do something that you're not comfortable with.
I think that's the key though. It's like you need like little bits of him, and also the timing has to be really right, because if you're not ready for that energy and that, you're going to hate him.
Yeah, if it's not January 1st for me, I'm out.
Well, I feel like, hey, we're getting ready to go
Hardest
to
at New Year's energy.
We're getting ready to go to Tokyo. Hearing a little like, hey, it's gonna, like, he's like, everybody's wishing for that perfect weather day where you get a tailwind both directions and it's all downhill.
Yes.
Everybody wants that for their race day. He goes, he's like, motherfucker, I want the hot, I want to be like hurting. And, because I know I'll win that day. And it did make me think, because I said something to Megan about it later. And she was like, well, yeah, but when you're going for time, you want the perfect conditions. And I'm like, maybe that's David Goggins. Maybe he's not always going for time. Maybe he's just going to crush the soul of the person next to him.
Or crush his own soul.
See, but I feel like that's like the people who don't want to take in nutrition on their long runs because they want to be more quote unquote hardcore. Like you can get to the pain cave any way you want.
You're
and
gonna
you can probably
get to the
get there
pain cave.
faster if you fuel properly.
Well,
That's an interesting perspective.
I don't think he's a nutrition denier.
No, I'm just
some
saying.
people who do that.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, halfway through, I'm going to spoil this one story for you. Halfway through his run in Leadville, you know the Hope Pass. Like you are if you don't have trekking poles, your body is at a 90-degree angle from the waist. It's like you're going straight uphill. Uh-huh. And he's talking about how he's pushing on his knees to get that extra bit of strength to go up the hill. And his pacer was like, "Here, take my poles." And he's like, "Poles are cheating," the whole way through. But he kept getting passed by people with poles. So finally, he's like getting all tired, and the guy's like, "David, take the poles. Stop getting passed by people. Take the poles." And he said, "I took the poles, and I felt re-energized, and everything felt better." And he was like, "Old school me." He's like, "But this is like." Even for him, he was like, old school me would have been like, "That's cheating." This, I realized I have to adapt and grow. The sport is changing. I have to change with it. And that made me think of super shoes. When
I was
people
just going
like,
to say, I wonder what his perspective is on that.
I don't know what he runs in, but I'm going to guess he's got some.
I don't know.
He probably calls them cheater shoes.
Ever since Cam Hanes got dropped by Under Armour, he's been rocking like Alpha Flies and New Balance SC Elites and everything.
It's funny how your tastes change when when your sponsor changes.
And Speedland, he wears those all the time. Yeah. Good for him.
So I'm sure he wears, but the whole point was, we do get in this conversation about whether or not super shoes or poles or what any advantage, and you're going to talk about one that Morton's thrown out there. You got to adapt with the sport, and this is the evolution. And if you can get an edge, take the edge.
And what you're saying, you can still get to that pain cave. It's just a different, instead of your feet feeling like they're falling off, you get to it in like you're right. You can get to it more of that mental pain cave.
Well, you would like this since you do heart rate training. He talks about the difference between heart rate training and then mental training. And he goes, the same thing happens as your heart rate increases. You mentally fatigue as well. Mm-hmm. He's like, you got to find a way to train yourself to mentally, like almost like heart rate training. Like, how can you reduce your mental fatigue?
Okay, yeah.
In different ways. So,
interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. I think. Anyway, I'm recommending the book.
All right.
And I'm enjoying it.
We never said the name of the Dina Castor book.
Let Your Mind Run.
Yeah.
Which is a great book. You're being coached by her husband. He's slightly mentioned in the book.
Yep. He texted me this morning. Or actually, can I read you this text?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because he sent me my last week of training last night, and he said,
Good luck, bro.
Yeah, bye.
And I ignored it. No, he said, "Here's my final week of prep for the marathon. You may have to shift things around to fit the travel. Less is more the week of the marathon. Get to the starting line deathly and rested." And I was like, deathly? He meant to say healthy.
Maybe it's foreshadowing.
It was an autocorrect. I was like, man, all right. Thanks, coach.
Maybe he thinks
do my best.
Maybe he thinks you're going to Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Deathly Hallows.
The Deathly Hallows.
Well, it's weird.
Did he give you a race plan, or is it just like, go out there and enjoy?
He's probably going to give it to him this week, right?
Let me zoom in on
this
screenshot.
I do love that.
It just says marathon exclamation point, so that works.
What I love, though, pretty much for Robbie, that's all he needs. It's not like Robbie's put in like, all right, coach, help me get to the finish here.
Yeah.
But the thing is that his autocorrect does deathly. So he must be writing that a lot.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
How often is that happening?
So,
yeah.
Meg, we mentioned the Morton thing.
Okay. Morton, as Morton does.
I'm not going to bring up the salt again because that got me into.
Came up with a new fuel called bicarb system.
Bicarb.
It says
that sounds good because it sounds like more than one carb. So
it's at least two.
It is. It comes with a mixing bowl.
Is it like a Zen bowl? Like, would it look like something like you drink
a pestle
miso soup out of or something?
So it says the bicarb system contains a mixing bowl, the hydrogel component, the bicarbonate component, and access to the bicarb digital system.
Is bicarbonate?
Bicarbonate is baking soda.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Which I love that song, Baking Soda.
Like someone's got to do a spoof with that.
You don't know the Baking Soda song? Like if I do a reel with this, it's going to have that as the song. Can you pull up the song, Meg?
You pull up the song.
I'm in love with the cocoa.
Yeah. Baking soda.
I feel like I should know this.
You definitely should.
Well, I found out that there was a song, Talking Japanese? What's the...
Yeah.
Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Are you mean Turning Japanese?
Turning Japanese.
Yeah, by the
I didn't even know
by
that.
the neck.
I think I knew the song, like the intro, but I never really knew the song.
You know what it's about though, really?
No. All right, we just took out what was actually about the song. Just Google it. Anyways, so that's why we haven't been using that song for any like reels or anything.
That's it.
Okay. Did you find the song, Thomas? The baking soda song?
Yeah, I got it. Hold on a sec.
Okay,
that's crazy.
While he's doing that, so
that's such a racist song. Now we're going back. Oh. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Just relax into your run right now. This isn't a scheduled check-in.
Might as well throw it in there.
Come on, get to the part. Baking soda.
Don't let it play too long so we don't get flagged.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, actually. We're probably good. Oh,
when
dude.
When you say the baking powder.
It's baking soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't get those two mixed up. Stuff's not going to turn out the way you want it.
Yeah. Anyway, you guys continue to talk.
Okay, so they came out with this new product because
and then he just moves into baking soda.
It's
the same beat.
It's like in the background.
Yeah, it's like baking soda.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah,
cocoa.
Not to get confused with baking soda, which
also sounds delicious.
Yeah, salty.
So keep going, Meg. Sorry to interrupt.
Okay, so they came up with this product and they said that large doses of sodium bicarbonate, aka baking soda, counteract the negative effects of the rising acidity, but there's always been a catch. And they say stomach issues
doo-doo
cancel out any performance gains.
So if you're thinking that at home you can make your own Morton baking soda, prepare yourself with a diaper.
Wait, okay.
But so they say they've cracked the code by...
Dude, I am not trusting anyone to crack the code of a volcano. It's a kid's science project in your stomach.
Just don't eat a Mento.
Yeah.
Yeah, but when you mix it in this fancy bowl for $65, you're good to go. I don't really know how it works other than you have these ingredients and you mix it in a bowl and you're supposed to drink it like soup before you're
an hour before or something,
like 2 hours
2
before.
hours.
It sounds like you're in a shaman ceremony.
They said that this is what Iliad does. But here's the thing. What are they mixing it with?
So it's a mixing bowl, the hydrogel component, bicarbonate component.
Yeah. So the hydrogel, the same stuff that they used for the gels, which is supposed to help and why you don't need to take water with your fuel.
Okay.
Is supposed to, I guess, encase this baking soda so that it doesn't affect your I don't know.
I'm seriously getting what's a vomiting reaction called?
Regurgitation.
Yeah, when you just look at their product photo, it's like that's the one you're using.
1 spoonful.
Imagine looking at that, thinking about eating that makes you want to vomit, doesn't it? It makes you. I feel it coming back up.
What it looks like is what you would feed a robot. It looks like liquid silver.
Oh man. I mean, it looks very, very Matrixy, for sure.
Like maybe that's what it is. Maybe we're in the Matrix.
Dude, they would be partnering with.
Oh my God, they would definitely be.
Nobody even knows who runs Morton. It's just a nameless, faceless entity.
I know that they're from Scandinavia.
Yeah, they're probably wear black turtlenecks all the time, and then have like the Steve Jobs look. White.
We must eat the Morton.
Yeah.
Wait, so when you go through the process of like purchasing it, you put in your weight and stuff, and they give you a maximum dosage.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I got to figure out how much I weigh. I've been scared to get on the scale. I'll be like a whole box of Arm and Hammer.
But so 4 servings is $65.
So is that 4 races?
Wait, 4 servings?
4 servings is $65.
They really got a corner on this.
But wait
racket.
a second. Is it? I know it's our desperation for
this to get better.
Yeah.
I'm speaking as I took a Morton gel this morning on my run.
There's a whole Outside Online article about it. And apparently people have been using this for a long time.
Okay. I will tell you this. Robbie needs to write an article because I'm sure the Outside didn't have a sense of humor. And if you've ever read anything.
Probably paid to write it too.
Yeah. They probably got free doses.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And mimosas.
This honestly, it sounds like something that's part of a midsummer ceremony. You know, like that horror movie. Did you ever see that?
Oh, no. I was thinking more like ayahuasca.
Yeah, it's the same deal. Okay. Just a weird.
Like you take the Morton and trip out, and then next thing you know, you're buying On shoes.
I mean, honestly, if you just like destroy your stomach and blow it all out, like you're probably like, maybe it's a pre-race thing where you lose like all that inside weight. You know, like a colon cleanse.
Yeah. No, it's not.
Are you talking about
it's not that.
An enema?
You know what I can't wait for?
Basically, yeah.
In Boston, you know, Morton is an official sponsor, so
it'll be on the course.
No, we'll all be taking that race morning. Don't even doubt it.
Oh, I hope so.
Would you?
I would.
First time, would you take that race?
No,
yes.
First time, no.
No, I'm saying first time.
That's why you get 4 doses. The first one to shit yourself. The second one to be like, yeah, it kind of worked. And the third one to adjust your body to it. And the fourth one to race.
Dude, I would be. You saw me at the porta potty before New York City. It'd be just, I'd just go the night before.
You have a whole different system going on than I know about. Like you're a 4-time pooper. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you came out like goat pellets.
I'm like the New England Patriots.
Look at Megan over here.
This is too much.
Tom Brady don't have shit on me.
Yeah.
I
Deflate gate.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's a blessing and a curse because if you think about it, I never have had to go during a race. So fantastic in that respect.
Either have I.
Yet.
Don't do this to me. Japan is not the place to do this.
Have you? But although during New York City, because I drank so much scratch beforehand, I did have to take a piss break.
At Hat 50K one time, I had to take a tree stop.
Oh, nothing wrong with that. It's kind of a nice thing when it's in the woods.
It was, and you know what? You're more relaxed.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Anyway, you guys are telling me you're not going to try this?
I'm trying it. I'm down.
Robbie?
I mean, I'll try pretty much anything.
I'm almost embarrassed to try it though. Like, look at my paces lately. Like, what am I trying to do?
I did read it's like I think it gives you like a 1% advantage or something.
1%, yeah. I can skip this.
Do we need to start a spreadsheet where it's stacking up all the percentages you get from different?
At some point I'm at 100%.
Yeah, you don't even have to run anymore.
just pencil in a time for me there.
I like that. Okay, so I don't know. It'd be interesting.
Speaking of which,
I will say the Morton gels.
They're the best.
They are the best. They just they do work.
They do work. I have gotten to a place where they elicit a negative feeling from me though.
What do you mean? Like you just don't
like when I'm anymore? Running with them? It's just like I put them in my mouth and I almost want to gag. Like I've had to switch
Tastes
up.
like race day.
It might be. Well, the other thing I think that I do is I think that because it's so sweet, it stays in my.
It's sweet. You think it's sweet?
Oh yeah.
Wait, you don't think it's sweet? It's sugar.
Probably.
You're a honeybee.
Too many Lucky Charms.
But when I start to breathe, I feel like it creates something. I think you know how I've had that issue where I start coughing up blood and stuff. I think when I'm trying at a hard effort and I'm breathing in whatever's left of the Morton in my system, I think it's going into my lungs. And then I'm coughing it up.
Man, you really had a PTSD from that whole experience. That hasn't happened in a while, though, right?
NCR half marathon.
Yeah. Okay.
Like that was brutal. That kind of like took the wind out of my sails.
Wait, but that was a long time ago.
That was December.
Oh.
That's 2 months ago.
I didn't know it happened. You didn't confess to that.
I didn't. I think I just put a little something in it, but I was like gagging, almost throwing up on the course, and it went from. I felt like London, I ran well. Then I felt like New York, you know what happened there. And then I was going to redeem myself at the NCR to get ready for the Houston. Mm. And when I was running NCR, I was like, that thing happened where I started coughing uncontrollably. And I think it's related to the Morton. But I do love the Morton caffeine ones because I think those ones kick ass.
That's the ones that I take, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the more ingredients, the better. More things that make me sound like I'll do better.
You throw some baking soda in that and you're good?
Yeah, actually, now that you say that, sounds good to me.
Like I will in Tokyo.
What if you did eat Mentos with that though? What would happen?
I don't think, is it baking soda? What makes a lava like when you're a kid?
Yeah, baking soda.
And vinegar?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just don't do vinegar with it. Because otherwise you would foam up. At least inside.
Well, apparently the hydrogel, when you mix it in there, like
encapsulates it.
Come on, let's see. It sounds like honestly, an like something from the Anarchist. I know I talked about it before. The Anarchist Cookbook, kind of like a little home remedy mixture that.
I got a question for you. How soon before you think Morton comes out with some sort of injectable?
I mean, they probably have them backdoor in the back of the lab.
They gotta have that. The next thing you're gonna have is like, hey, just shoot yourself up with this needle,
or just like a patch that like seeps into your body or something.
I imagine that their headquarters is in a cave, probably.
No, are you kidding?
It's underground.
It looks like a James Bond villain.
That's what I meant. Like one of those mountainside things.
Yeah, like a bunker.
Yeah.
For sure.
When you say cave, I thought like, open fireplace.
Oh no,
dirt
definitely
floor.
not. No, that's District Vision.
Yeah,
they hang out there.
They're meditating.
Yeah,
while eating Mortons to sustain themselves.
Anyways,
do you find that levels of pretension, if you were going to rate brands like you have, Tracksmith, I think, set the bar at one point.
At one point, not anymore.
No, Satisfy.
Yeah.
District Vision.
Number one.
So District Vision. Why does District Vision knock Satisfy down? Because do you think it's the meditating and the other nonsense going on?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right.
You just know.
Yeah.
They sold a $35,000 bike, single speed.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Whatever. Or was it? No, I think it was a gear bike. It was like a how do I say that? Radenoring. I always get that.
Do you think that they make money?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think they do. I don't know.
I bet you they don't.
You think they just?
I think that they are funding their adventures.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Like,
Probably
think about it. How many people do you know who wear District Vision?
Yeah, I don't know too many.
I only know the Drexler team. That's the only people I see.
I mean, there's definitely a niche, but I also don't know that many people that wear Satisfy, but maybe a handful.
Yeah, I think I do.
I don't know. It seems to be working for them in some way. Good for them. Whatever. It's a thing.
Yeah,
but I don't know. There's a lot of brands out there. I feel like there's more cropping up. Bandit, I actually don't think is that pretentious.
No.
I think they're kind of in the middle there.
I see Bandit as more like, it's almost like when there's band movements, like there was a Seattle thing going on in the 90s. And then, like, I even think you could say, New York, that whole thing with Brooklyn.
Oh, like the Strokes and
and
stuff like that.
I feel like this is the expression of that. You had Boston come out with Tracksmith and some John G was Boston. You got some of the major brands up in Boston. I feel like Bandit's more coming out of authentic, like, hey, we're in New York. We run New York. Let's rep New York.
I like it.
And I dig it. I dig those guys.
Yeah, cool. You know what? I noticed it when I was listening back to the last podcast. I do that a lot. And I'm trying to stop it, and I'm not doing a good job.
You should do the Japanese
What's that one again?
Ano.
Somehow that's even worse.
That doesn't seem to roll off the tongue as much.
Ano.
Yeah. No, I'm not doing that.
Sumimasen.
Look, I just did it again.
Yeah. It's your filler.
Focus, dude.
It's your filler.
Yeah.
Are you prepared with all of your Japanese? Because you're the only one that learned it.
I am prepared. I'm also going to spend the rest of this week doing the little, like, there's some games that I have to help me also. Like, yeah.
You know what makes me the
Squid
most...
Games?
Like the phrases dropping. So it'll be like...
that sounds fun.
Tabemasenka. And you
Just
have
pop the balloon.
You have to find the right translation for it to be,
Do you know what makes me the most nervous about this? You know how Thomas will just like guess someone's name and it'll be like completely wrong? I can see him just guessing with some of these Japanese words and it being very wrong.
I'm keeping it pretty basic. I'm doing the different greetings. I'm doing the thank yous and the if you pleases and I would like.
Okay, so you haven't learned anything that's
I wish that you had Google Glasses or something where I could see as he's speaking what's actually happening.
Yeah.
You should get some of those.
Like I'll know how to ask for coffee or ask for sake or all that stuff. And
alcohol and coffee. That's pretty much
all I need to know.
Good to go.
Yeah. And it's a lot of it is like where is something or I want to go shopping or where's this park, where's this train station? It's all that kind of stuff.
Okay.
How do you do? Where's the trash?
Tresho Doko Desu ka?
No, that's what's a little. It's equally depressing as it is
I think
exciting.
It's going to be amazing.
I can't wait.
It's Redinger Doko Desu ka.
Doko Desu ka. That's
Doko Desu ka means where
Okay.
is something.
Oh man, I was into a deep dive on red pandas.
I love red pandas.
The cutest animals in the whole
Yeah,
world.
when they're standing up
Yeah.
on two legs.
Yep.
Yeah,
and
I
wasn't sure where in Asia they were from. No dice on the Japan front. They're
Bummer.
more Chinese and China and Tibet.
I knew that just from watching Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, yeah, okay. But I Googled, is it illegal to own one? And it's highly illegal. Because they're an endangered species.
But I also think they're one of those pets that look cute that would tear your face apart.
I think you're right.
Oh, those are scary.
But
yeah. Like pandas look adorable.
Honestly, I'd be willing to risk it all just to have one of those and
I mean,
train it and see what happens.
I feel like you could take Jonas and just put him in a little puffy suit like that.
Actually,
and you basically have
maybe that's
a
why I
little red
like
panda.
Maybe that's why I like them so much.
I know, just put him in a fursuit.
If you just find there's an Instagram account with red panda stuff, and it's pretty great.
Okay, there's one pet that I know that it would be totally worthless to have, but kind of wanted when they kind of took off on Instagram was those hedgehogs.
Oh yeah,
those are pretty cute.
Yeah, I don't.
My roommate had hedgehogs. It was weird.
Really?
Yeah.
In college, or just in life?
Post college. Yeah.
Did they actually hang out with you, or do they just sleep a lot?
No, they just they don't do much. They just sit in a cage.
Can they grow attached to you, or they? No?
It's like a hamster.
Oh yeah, that's no one wants.
It's equivalent to that.
I had a rat when I was a kid. That was the worst mistake. My dad told me, and I didn't believe him, and I got it, and I was just like,
Oh, is it a white rat, like a lab rat?
I think it was white and black, but yeah, and it just didn't it got big, it got gross, and it smelled bad all the time.
Want a rat.
I was just like, what am I supposed to do with this thing?
Mice are okay, but rats, no.
Yeah.
I was watching this show on Netflix, Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, and this, hey, you know Guillermo?
Yeah.
So. And the one episode had all my biggest fears in one episode, and I'm watching it before bed, and I'm like, this is a terrible idea. It was being buried alive, rats and giant rats.
Oh boy.
Skeletons chasing you through tunnels underground. Like
skeletons?
That's not a big fear, but the tunnels underground. The tunnels underground where you're tight and you're just like can't turn around.
So are you a little claustrophobic?
I am.
I am
Me
too.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's a natural.
Yeah.
No,
right?
I met people because I'm hyper. It probably goes back to childhood trauma, but my brother locked me in one of those wicker
Oh, dude, no
chests.
way!
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh my gosh!
And then and I couldn't get out, and I literally almost passed.
But those are breathable, right? Though
it's breathable, but the fact that I couldn't move my arms and my legs, like when you can't extend your legs, it messed with my head.
Scary.
And I will tell you, if I ever get caught by the enemy and they put me in a box where I can't extend my legs or move or anything, what do you want to know?
I'll just hold my breath until you. Oh yeah, if they're trying to get info, I'll spill the beans on everything.
You don't need to pull my nails out or anything.
No,
just let's go straight to the box. Matter of fact, just ask me nicely.
When I was trying to fit in that Ortlieb bag that we're taking to Tokyo, I was like, I don't really want to do this because I don't want you to zip me up in here because that would be terrifying.
Did you go in it?
I couldn't. I didn't fit.
What if I zipped you up in the Ortlieb bag, and then for some reason I had like a stroke or something and passed out right there, and you're just stuck in the bag?
These are Robbie's fears.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Brandon was still at the office, so it would have been okay.
Yeah, maybe.
But yeah, that's
he'd be like, Robbie, I can't find you.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it though. That episode was just all my fears in one, and I got through it. And I didn't have any nightmares that night, which I never really do have nightmares though. So
not nightmares, but I do feel uncomfortable sometimes when you watch something. Like Megan and I were watching the Murdoch Murders.
I may have to. Is that good?
You know
Is it true story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I only watch the true stuff.
But it's so fucked up, and I just kind of like I'm going to bed. Like she's like, all right, we go to bed, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, I did have trouble falling asleep last night because we watched the final one.
And it happened in the Low Country.
Was that the final one?
Yeah, there's only 3.
Huh.
Well, now he's on trial. It's like happening.
Yeah.
Wow, I'll have to check that out.
I'll put it this
It's
way:
wild.
people die around this guy.
Yeah.
It just happens. Like they attract death.
That's not what happens.
Okay. Well, at least you didn't spoil it.
Yeah.
That's I'll check that out. Yeah, I wasn't I don't watch that much TV, but once in a while if I see something I get hooked into it, I'm like, I like a good I like Guillermo del Toro. I like the fantastical type stories, like Pan's Labyrinth. I really like that movie.
Right. He did also Hellboy, one of the Hellboys. What I like is his aesthetic for the macabre.
Yeah.
Like he like some of his monsters that he comes up with and some of the things he does.
So that's why they had a giant rat monster in that episode, and it looked crazy.
He's like on the same level, I think, as Geiger was, who developed the artist that created the original Xenomorph for Aliens.
Okay. Yeah. I like it.
Yeah.
Anyways, what else is happening with the running stuff? Because we didn't talk about our running.
No, let's go with your training, because you were kind of...
I think it's been good.
You feel good.
I do feel really good. Like 8-10 mile runs feel fine.
Do you know what I did last night?
No.
I wrapped my ankle.
Did you really?
With the iron gel stuff, yeah.
Are you feeling it?
My Achilles is flaring.
Lord. We are on opposite sides of the seesaw, dude.
But no, I mean, I feel, in general, I feel good. I'm looking forward to running with you.
Yeah, it'll be good.
But yeah, it's like, I don't want to say it's because of the shoe that we're going to be talking about.
It's not because of the shoe.
No, it can't be.
You've been running a lot.
Can't be that it's really soft in the heel. And
I mean, yeah, we'll talk about it. I felt fine.
We'll get there. So yeah, so you're running, you're feeling good about it, sleeping in the parks.
Yeah. So, took a nap at the playground. I was like, this probably looks crazy. And then my wife took a picture of me while I was sleeping. It does look crazy.
Wait, you actually slept at the park?
At the playground, yeah.
I have to admit that I have the
Did you see the picture?
Ibex. No. I have the Ibex jacket that you.
Yeah.
I have the vest of it. I wear it all the time. I just love that thing.
Oh, it's the best. So
I don't know what it is. It's not like a regular jacket.
The nice thing is so it's this Ibex jacket. My wife said, you either look like the Unabomber or a grandpa. And I thought,
I went with
I'll
Unabomber.
take that as a compliment.
Yeah, you could go
He
either
looked
way.
good. He wasn't good, but he looked good.
Was he also well, that's debatable. Was he also grandpa? So maybe you killed two birds with one stone?
I don't think so. He killed way more birds. But the Ibex jacket it's merino wool.
But it's like a woven inside. You can feel it. It's almost like a sweater.
Okay. But the nice thing about it is that, like the Patagonia or North Face
Down.
It's down, so you're warm, but you can't wear it
Doesn't feel comfortable.
If it's warmer out, then you're just hot. But this adjusts to your temperature because it's merino, so you're you can wear it for a whole range of things.
I would agree with you that it's very versatile.
Yeah.
What I would say though is there's something about it where I feel comfortable. Like normally I want to get my jacket off as soon as I come in the house.
Right.
But this one I feel comfortable sitting around in.
I agree with you.
So
I will
weird.
just sit on the couch with it. And when I was sitting there at the playground sleeping, and by the way, these chairs are the worst to sleep in because the seat height was a little too high, so your feet don't really touch the ground.
You look so uncomfortable.
Yeah, it was terrible. But I had the hood up and it was like the sun shining. It just felt like you're in a little cocoon.
Yeah.
Oh man, it was nice.
It was one of those days where if you're in the sunshine and the wind wasn't blowing.
That's why I had my hood up because the wind was blowing a little bit.
Yeah, it was perfect. But it was also one of those days you walk into the shade and the wind starts to blow and you're like, oh my God.
For sure.
It's freezing. It was a very difficult day to dress for.
Mm-hmm. Oh, what was crazy too, this is a weird story that happened yesterday. We had some friends in town, kind of last minute came down from PA and stayed over Saturday night. But we were walking and we were up by Eastern Avenue. And I think we were waiting for Rye or Kimmy or something. And I was turned around, but I heard something coming down the sidewalk. And they were looking at it just what's happening? So this dude flies down the sidewalk on an e-bike, one of the rental, I don't know, city bikes or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, he's not stopping before going to the intersection at Eastern and Clinton or whatever. And just goes right into the intersection and slams into the side of a car, like full speed.
Whoa.
And he had a bunch of crap with him. Like, I think he was not mentally all there. And it just went flying everywhere. He's on the ground, but got up. And then he was like, man, that always happens to me. I run in a car, but I get up, blah, blah. And I'm like, why? How does that always happen to you?
It won't always happen for long.
Yeah.
Was the car like...
The car they just kept going.
What?
Which is another very Baltimore thing. Like, oh, hit and run, man. Just keep going.
Well, yeah, it depends on who's driving. I feel like that we have different minded folk.
Yeah, like there's a lot of hit and runs, and people were like, "Oh, I don't want any part of this."
Maine got hit and run.
I did. Yeah.
Recently?
No, years ago.
And so they,
okay.
So the bike's in the street. He's like, I don't know what to do, and I'm just like, I'm out of this situation because he was clearly not mentally in the right state of mind. And he's like looking at us. He's like, "You guys saw that? You guys saw that?" I'm like, "Okay, I saw you run straight into the side of a car."
All right, now I feel like this is a perfect moment to bring something up.
Okay.
Last week we mentioned Kimmy riding alongside with her polio blanket on and everything, and she acted it out for Instagram. So if you're not familiar with Kimmy is Robbie's wife. I think that we should have a reenactment of Kimmy watching this guy.
She didn't see it, unfortunately. She was like down the street. We were waiting for her. She might have seen him like go through, but I don't know. Or she saw him after effects.
We'll have to create an assignment for this.
Okay, week. All right. Maybe recreate running into a side of a car.
Or taking pictures of Robbie sleeping in a park.
Yeah. But I will tell you, I didn't like it happening. I felt it was a bad omen. I was like, because the other crazy thing is that Rye was coming down the sidewalk, and it was his, a few seconds later.
Oh no!
He wasn't on our side; he was around the corner. Mm-hmm. But imagine that if he just came running past and then clocked it. Like, I mean,
well, the good news is that apparently you can bounce off cars in Baltimore.
Yeah, I mean, well, those bikes are indestructible. So
did he get back on the bike and like go away?
He kept. Well, I was just like, I'm getting out of here, and he kept yelling. He kept yelling at us, like he's like, "What is that? What if that was your son?" Blah blah blah. And I'm like, What do you want me to do? You ran into an intersection into the side of a car, dude.
Maybe it's a setup. Did you ever think of that?
In what way?
He's like, these people will see me get hit by a car.
So like the guy driving the car was like his friend and was in on it.
And he's like, dude, I saw that. Here's $20.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah. Get yourself to the hospital. I don't have insurance. Can you help me out?
What show did
All my stuff is on the ground.
What show did that happen? Oh, The Wire. When they would do that setup where they would, a guy would like on a construction ladder. He'd be like, it was with Bubbles and the other guy, and they'd go and like shake the ladder. The one guy would shake the ladder and be like, "All right, throw me your wallet, or I'm gonna like blah blah." And the guy's like, "No," and then the Bubbles comes over and is like, "Hey man, get out of here, get out!" And the guy's like, "Thanks, dude." He's like, "Yeah, if you could help me out, just give me like $20."
There you go. There's got to be. I mean, why else would you drive into a car?
We figured that one out.
You know what's great?
Kimmy thinks she's seen him before around.
That's what I was gonna say. What if like that's how bright you are that you're like, what's a plan to get someone to feel bad for me? And they'll give me money.
Honestly, if I knew it was a plan like that, I would have gave him money.
Like it's performance, right?
Yeah.
That's like Piccadilly Square in London. You're like, great job.
Yeah. That's all he needed to say. Hey, man, that was kind of a setup. If you could just admire my work. Sure.
You've seen Jackass. That was our version. Yeah. But like, think about it. That's where you're like, hey, how can I get some extra money today?
Yeah. What if I mean, when your mind starts going down that road, the sky's the limit.
Yeah. Like, but I would almost be upset that that's what you came up with. I'd be like, come on, you can do better than that. Yeah. How's your running going, Meg?
Oh, but real quick. So I did get in a half. I missed my long run of 17 miles yesterday.
I didn't even want to look. I thought about going on Strava to see if you ran. I was like, I don't want to look. I don't want to look.
But then I did 13 this morning, which was actually, and it felt great. It was a very nice run.
It's a beautiful day. Good. It's crisp. Mm-hmm. It was clear. Yeah, but here's the thing. Like, I don't know how long you'll be able to do this, but you can pull running. Like, you don't need
Yeah.
Like you can do.
I can do it.
Yeah.
But if I wanted to actually level up, then
Yeah.
I should probably do a little bit better.
Yeah, but I think you're doing fine. So I'm not worried about you for
Japan. And with Tokyo, I was doing really high mileage speed workouts, everything for first 5 or 6 weeks. And then, so since then I've been like keeping the mileage a little. I just want to make sure I get to Tokyo
healthy.
Fine.
Yeah.
And then I'll make a strong push for Boston. And then, but yeah, so I'm not freaking out about getting in, 50-mile week, 60-mile weeks right now. 19, 20-mile long runs. 85 miles.
A week before the marathon.
Yeah. Is he racing Tokyo?
I don't know, but he seems to be excited about it. He said something about a cake.
Oh, like he was celebrating?
No, like in his story, it's like, I baked the cake. It's time to eat it or something like that.
I feel like he didn't write that, but.
No, he did.
I baked a cake?
I think ChatGPT wrote it for him?
Yeah. Ooh,
probably.
I like that.
Bake the cake. Well, that would imply that he's running, that's like the hay is in the barn type of statement.
Yeah.
Kafuzi, I know you're listening to this.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Where's your mind at?
Where's this cake that you speak of?
Yeah. What flavor is it and how can I get a slice of it?
Yeah. All right, Meg, how's your running going?
Running's going great. Fine. My Achilles is all better.
Great, fine.
Great fine.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means, but.
All right, your Achilles is doing better.
Wait, that's kind of a contradiction. Great is great, and then fine is like, It's great as usual is what you're saying?
Nothing to report, I think, is what you meant.
Yeah, like nothing crazy happened. I did like a normal week of, a workout, a kind of long run. Yeah.
See, for making it at this point is just so automatic.
Right.
It's just not even fun.
You did like a 15-mile run on Saturday and a 10-mile run on Sunday. Is that correct?
Yeah.
And just,
I remember.
Just easily running paces that I would dream of running a marathon at.
No.
No?
Huh?
Maybe.
You're like much faster than that.
Yeah.
Not what I was thinking, but yeah, I'm excited for Tokyo. I think it'll be fun. I still always get a little nervous before every marathon because it's just so long.
That's the thing I keep trying to remind myself. Marathons are long.
Yeah.
Like it's a long effort. And I think though, for me, it plays into something because I have some patience, but it is hard. Like when you're at mile 7 and you're feeling anything that's not right, you're like, I got 19 miles to go. It's a long way.
Yeah. You just got to chunk it up into like 4 or 5 miles at a time,
Yeah.
or even 1 when you get there.
Yeah.
You know how much I hate hills.
Yeah.
It's not my favorite.
Do you?
Yeah.
I think I did know that.
I'm sort of weak on them. So they haven't been my favorite. And I never really worked on them. So, yeah. And I know that we're running Boston. So I started.
Oh, you started doing hills?
The park.
Yeah. And I got to say, I put a streak together. There's 2 runs there in a row.
He's off.
But
Gonna crush it.
I have to say, I kind of enjoyed it today. Like there was something fun about like just the difference in the rhythm, like going up and down and doing all that stuff. But
I also just think running around the park is nice. Just change up from running along the water.
it is a nice change up. I do miss though, like something about the sun coming up over the water just does it for me.
Yeah.
It is nice.
Where did you run your 13?
I did a 7-mile loop out through Dundalk.
Yeah, you picked the worst.
And my headlamp. So out there actually isn't any light. The one section.
You need the headlamp?
That annex of that park out there. And then it died right as I was in the worst part of the heart of darkness.
Their timers have nothing to do with when the sun comes up.
There's not even lights there. There's no light posts in that park.
Wait, so what did you do?
I was about to leave. It still had that tiny bit when it's almost dead.
Is this the park by the hospital?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then so I ran, just over there, and then I got home, took a gel. Like I did 7 miles back to my house, took a gel and some scratch, and then did 6 more, like on the water. But the sunrise was nice this morning.
Yeah, well, it was funny because last time I ran with you,
Oh,
you were like, "Oh my God, look at the sun!"
that was the best sunrise ever.
And today I'm like running through. I'm like, "Hey, this is pretty much the same."
No,
sunrise.
it was better. There's more cloud cover last time.
Okay,
it created better designs.
Drama.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was like, Robbie would probably be like going out of his mind right now.
It was nice this morning. I'm a big fan.
These are my two favorite times of the year, like right before daylight savings.
Because then it gets dark again.
Yeah. But you get to watch the sun come up. And then I also love the fall when like I'm early morning runs and the days are getting shorter. So, it's like the sun comes up a little bit later. You're used to it being bright out and instead, the sun's coming up. But I don't know where you're running right now, whoever's listening to this, if you're running, but watching the sun come up, it's got to be one of my favorite things, like during a run. Like if you start in the dark and you start seeing the light crack through and then the bright oranges and pinks.
And that's kind of a crazy thing to think about, that when you're a runner, you just think it's normal that you're watching the sun come up. Nobody does that.
Right.
Well, it's one of my favorite things about running is like you experience things that like before I was a runner, slept in.
Yeah.
Didn't like the day started, it was bright out. Like now, like that is a thing I do always appreciate. Like when I see that, I'm like proud of myself for getting out there. Mm-hmm. You see the sun come up and it's like a little reward. And then you're like, I did all this before most people are getting out of bed.
Well, I was thinking about that when we were on that run. I thought there's so many people who don't even know this happened. It's not like you would ever even know. Mm-mm. That's kind of I don't know. I was like, have this enlightenment moment.
Yeah.
Almost made me cry.
Well, you wonder how much else you're missing.
Yeah. I mean, really. Well, it's kind of weird because where we live on the bottom of the hill,
Yeah.
I haven't seen an actual sunset in who knows how long. I never see sunsets.
I didn't even think about that.
Because we live on the bottom of so that's always something I miss, because growing up we had our house had a large window that we lived across
East
from a park
or west.
West, and you would see it like every night, but I don't even know how long it's been.
It's funny because this all reminds me of my buddy Ronnie when he first had kids, way before I even thought about having kids. He was like, I'm like, well, what do you love about it? He goes, well, you see the world differently.
Uh-huh.
It's like stuff you walk right past. Little kid will stop and want to discover it, and you like realize, oh wait, that is like, he's like, in the fall, my kid picks up leaves and looks at them, like actually turns them over, looks at each side, looks at the veins in the leaf, and you're like, I can't remember the last time I did something like that.
Yeah, because everything is the first time.
Yeah.
Man.
So
well, guess what? We're going to be in Tokyo for the first time, so it's going to be kind of like that.
Dude, it's blowing my mind. I can't believe that by the time people are listening to this,
hopefully we're all there.
Yeah.
The travel is scary. We got all these papers to fill out.
I know, it almost feels like a game of like Legends of the Hidden Temple or something. Uh-huh. When you have to do like all the things to get to
all the challenges.
Yeah.
Like solve puzzles.
Game was wild.
Right?
Yeah.
They had to find that. It was so stressful that they had to find the different parts of the medallion or whatever. I think that was like one of the least won games on Nickelodeon. Like, I feel like Double Dare, you could, or Guts, like Global Guts, you could kind of always get to the end. Someone would do that a lot.
Well, Double Dare was made to, you get to the end. It was more of a humiliation tour.
Yeah. But it was, finding the flags in that nose full of snot was always so hard. Or whatever it was. Gack. But, Legends of the Hidden Temple, that was a hard one. Anyways, so hopefully we get to Tokyo all as together.
I think we will.
Yeah.
I feel pretty good about it.
I'm pretty certain.
I keep forgetting that we're only there for really.
We lose a day. We get there Thursday.
I hate that we're there for such a short time. I'm so angry that I'm going to travel that far. And it's
this whole time
fault.
I thought it was one more day until like last week.
I let Megan take the charge on this one. I shouldn't have. I should have put my foot down.
What, not taking more days?
Yeah, I was like, and she's like, we can't. I'm like, Japan.
Yeah. I mean, you know what? No complaints. It's going to be great.
Yeah. No complaints.
But I thought I read the email wrong last week and thought we were leaving tomorrow.
I thought we were leaving on a Tuesday as well. I don't know why.
And then I reread it yesterday, and I said,
what I love is we leave on a Wednesday morning, but arrive in Tokyo on Thursday afternoon.
Yes.
And then we leave from there on a Monday and get back before we leave, which is super crazy on a Monday.
I think it's a Tuesday.
No, we leave on Monday at 5 and get back on Monday at 3.
Okay.
That is nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, there's a lot of stuff you could play with that.
Because I think it's a 16-hour difference in a 14-hour flight or something like that.
You know what we're going to have to get in here? We're going to have to get a little timer clock so we know where we are. You think we should get into this?
Let's talk about this
On
Cloudsurfer that's now off embargo.
Yeah, and I've been wearing this. I've been putting it in the feed with a little bit of pixelation. I think one thing we can all agree on is On is heading in the right direction.
Yes, they got rid of the speed board.
Is that what this is? There's no speed board at all?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's none.
Okay.
That's why it's so soft now.
It's flexible, it's soft, but it's also soft because of this new Cloud Tech phase technology. And if you were watching, you could see that when I squeeze this, and you'll see it on the video, you can squeeze that down.
Yeah, you can.
Squeeze it down.
Yeah.
So how they used to have the little cloud pods now has transformed into more of a
regular midsole.
Yeah.
It's more regular midsole, but with air, like you can see through with where the places are. So they keep their kind of like On look, but they're gooey now.
Yeah, it's like these slots that have this 45-degree forward angle. So the idea is that when you compress them, you're moving forward. Honestly, I kind of like buy into the gimmick a little bit.
You definitely feel it in this shoe. You definitely feel the compression coming down under your foot.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a rocker sole. So, I don't know. Meg, I feel like this shoe is right up your alley as far as cushion.
It is right up my alley. It's so much softer than any On I've ever put my foot in. And the first few runs, I really liked it. I don't know. The more I'm running in it, the more I'm less excited about it.
Why is that?
Maybe it's that it's so soft.
Oh my God. We finally hit the...
You actually feel the ground or something? I'm not sure.
How do you think this is softer than the More V4?
Well, so there's less cushioning than in the More V4. So I'm going to get the ground feel because it's so soft.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
So maybe it's that. I don't really know.
That I don't feel the ground in this.
Maybe it's, I'm not sure what it is. I think
I'm going to make you wear the Kimbara.
also anyone who needs any sort of stability of any kind, this is not the shoe for you.
I would agree with you there that it is not stable.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I didn't really notice that on the run. I know what you're saying because when I was standing on one leg doing my exercises beforehand, you can tell that it's like invincible level almost.
Well, the air pockets compress. So if you're leaning one way or the other, it's built to collapse.
Yeah.
So that's where I would say if I had, okay, I'll start off. I'll say, I love the upper. I think it fits great. It's comfortable. I think it looks great. I love what they did with this tab here with the text cut off and stuff. I think it's a really nice aesthetic. On's always been good with aesthetic. And this upper isn't too much of a departure from what you expect from On as far as the look, feel,
I feel like
pattern.
It's a lot more padded and like more like your daily trainer than you would expect from them.
Especially the tongue.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going on with the lace stitching. That same thing was found in the New Balance.
I was going to bring that up for you. Does that give you post-traumatic stress disorder?
A little bit.
So what Robbie's talking about is that the way that it laces is through like stitched on cord.
Yeah, it's like the cord is lateral through where the eyelets normally would be. Not the whole way down, just at the top
and the bottom. 2 places where you really
definitely need it to stay secure.
But if it does bust, if it would bust at the top,
there's a hole.
There's a hole. They did punch an eyelet there, which the New Balance shoe did not have. So I don't know.
I felt like it fit well. I liked the ride of it, but here's where I get confused. I have disliked almost every On except for 2, the Monster and the Cloud Go.
Yeah.
This is definitely more cushion than the Cloud Go. I think it's softer than the Monster.
It is. Yeah, for sure.
Okay. So this should be my favorite On. But I'm like, do I just really, really like it because it's maybe the best On I've ever had? Or if I had to stack this up against other shoes, does it hold yeah,
but aren't you coming into it prepared to hate it?
That's what I'm saying.
So I feel like that would be. I see what you're saying. Are you?
So I'm saying, like, if you compare this to, say, the Nimbus or one of the other shoes that we like that's Max Cush, do I just like this shoe a lot because it's one of the better Ons I've ever had on my foot, or do I like it because it's a good shoe?
I think it's a great shoe.
Yeah.
And maybe first run you would think that, but I felt like I wore it again today for my 13 miles, and I thought I just loved it through. And honestly, I feel like I can pick up the pace in it too, and kind of want to at sometimes. Okay. I ran like 2 faster than marathon pace miles today.
Oh wow!
And I felt pretty good in it. Now I don't think it is. I think the Cloudsurfer in the past, we looked it up and it said it was supposed to be a trainer that could go to like racing flat. I'm like, it's not that.
No.
It is a little bit. See,
I did all my easy miles in this, so I didn't use this for any trying to pick up the pace at all.
I hate to tell you this, but according to their tech sheet, it's best for road running, everyday training, tempo runs, and competitions from 10K to marathon.
This one?
This one.
I could see it being a marathon, like maybe not, you know what I mean? Not for the average person who doesn't want a racing shoe.
I was going to say, this is where it gets weird because people are wearing
weird description though.
These definitely before super shoes would be in the category of a shoe that you would consider for that distance. But now that there's race day shoes, when someone says, yeah, you could use these for a 10K, yeah, it's a running shoe. You can use it for all that stuff.
Does this really weigh 8.6 ounces?
I don't know. We haven't weighed ours.
I would say that sounds right.
It's pretty light.
It's medium weight, I'd say.
For size 9, that's light for a daily trainer.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to take a look at it. One thing I will knock against this is I don't feel like the rubber is as tacky as I would like it to be.
Okay.
Especially off the toe off.
Yeah.
Like when I'm turning and doing stuff, I felt like it was adequate, but it wasn't. It didn't feel like I didn't feel like grippy, and that's where when you start talking about speed or pace, like off the toe, I got to feel like I'm getting that bite off the ground, and I didn't feel that in this.
All right.
But I do like this shoe.
Yeah, I feel like I said too many negative things about it. Like it is good, and it's definitely the best On I've ever run in.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure. I know it's coming off fresh off just 3 runs or testing in this shoe, but to me right now it would be in my top.
Dun dun dun.
Top probably for daily trainers.
I would
3.
Oh, are we gonna have to update the website with the new heat index?
Yeah, we will.
For me personally, I don't know. I like the upper. No, I love the ride of say the Super Blast, of course.
Yeah.
But even that, like the upper on this is more plush and comfortable.
It is, but like okay, Super Blast, I feel that's a shoe that I say you can go different paces.
Yeah, for sure. And that's also, it's just a different, it's almost in its own category.
Yeah.
Right.
Like it's a $220 literally do everything shoe.
Yeah. With that said, like I don't know that I would use this shoe for everything. Like I think it's a really nice daily trainer. It's comfortable. It's soft. I think its Achilles heel is going to be, it's unstable for people who aren't neutral runners. Mm-hmm. Like if you pronate at all, one way or the other way, you're going to feel it.
Yeah, definitely. So that's interesting to me because I kept wanting to go faster in this shoe, and all 3 runs I did were faster than my normal training runs. And I was like, I don't understand why I want to go faster in this. Am I just feeling good? Or
yeah, you're feeling good. Your fitness is getting better.
I think that is part of it, but also, I don't know.
It's got a nice rocker. I mean, I don't know.
I do like a good rocker, so
yeah.
maybe that's. Yeah. But anyways, I like the shoe a lot. Obviously.
Which I was actually a little surprised because you and Cushion.
I know.
I was expecting you to hate this shoe.
Yeah, and I think that's maybe why is that the collapsing the way that the pods collapse and kind of like
it gives you that sensation that you're looking for. So it's not just a dead feel.
Right. I don't like the sinking feeling. I don't think. Would you say?
I feel like this sinks.
You do?
I think it's made to sink. Like it's made to collapse. I just think that it.
But you're getting
I think it
a
rebounds.
rebound because of
that's
the
thing. And you know what? I don't know. Maybe after 100 miles that changes.
Right.
But you could only get 30 miles in.
I mean, I'd love. You know what? It'd be good. Maybe this is one of those shoes that Robbie goes, you know what? 100 miles.
100.
We do an update on how I feel about the shoe.
I would be into it.
I think you're into it.
Okay.
I think, here's the thing. I think that you've had an interesting relationship with On.
Yeah.
I used to give you the Ons before you even worked here. I was like, okay, you can review them because I don't like them.
Uh-huh.
And you suffered through them.
Yeah, and then it became my mission to find a good On shoe.
And then you complained. So like even when we were thinking about doing the video for this shoe, I was like, well, Megan for the cush. And then I could tell you wanted it to be, I'm like, okay, we need to hear Robbie. So this video, we're going to have 3 of us in it. So get ready for that. I'm not talking about the video you're watching now.
Oh, yeah. There's already 3.
Yeah, you probably won't need to watch the video. Give you all that.
It's kind of sad though to see them making good shoes because now I'm like,
Who are we gonna hate on?
Yeah, who's gonna be the scapegoat here?
There's always the rising and the falling.
Yeah,
is always happening.
Someone will come up.
I mean, there's still Mizuno isn't quite there yet,
right?
And I feel like Brooks is what Brooks is.
Yeah, they're doing their thing.
Like who would you say right now?
It's hard. It's like everyone's caught up to that level of good foams, like nice.
Well, it's like everybody has a race day shoe now.
Yeah.
Like before, we were like,
And even Topo Athletic, they made that Cyclone too, which is a P-Bax lightweight, and I like that shoe a lot. Yeah. So I'm like, who are
we gonna pick on?
Yeah. But I think people were like, on a lot of the shoe reviews on YouTube, we give the green light, but it's like, yeah, they're good. Like, what do you want me to say?
You just gave a red light to
the
major.
Invincible. That was just me though. But
what's interesting about that one is I didn't feel like that one was such like, and I'm not going to say it's equal to this because I preferred this shoe, but I'm not going to say that the Nike wasn't in the same category for me as this shoe is.
You're going to say that again?
The Nike, as far as cushioning and stuff, I would say Nike's in that Nike
Invincible 3.
Invincible 3 is in the same category as this. Where I think it fails against this and the Nimbus and some of the other shoes, it's weight.
Oh yeah, the Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
Like it does weigh a lot.
The fact that people are excited about the Adidas Ultra Boost being 11.3 ounces instead of almost 12 ounces,
and people are still trashing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a great looking shoe, but I don't know that it's a running shoe anymore. But the Invincible, the same thing. I'm like, this is Zoom X. Like, how did you make this so heavy? Oh, you caked on the rubber and you put on all this stuff. Like, that's why I like that Streak Fly so much, is the purest form of like just Zoom X.
Zoom X, yeah. Yep. And then we talk.
This shoe comes out March 23rd. We don't know how much yet, but I'm going to say
160.
I'm thinking 170, 180 maybe.
We don't know for sure.
Sure. And guess what though? I think we should do a run in New York.
I think we might.
And let you try the shoe and you tell us what you think. As a matter of fact, that should be part of our thing. We should collect people's impression after they run in it.
Okay.
Let's do it.
And then we can post that. But when would we do that?
Hopefully March 23rd, but TBD.
Yeah. So if you're in the New York City area and you want to run with us and run in a pair of On Cloudsurfers,
we might be there.
Come hang out.
We may or may not be there with you.
Yeah.
I actually don't know if we are. I was honest.
I'm pretty sure we are.
Okay. We just don't know the date yet. Yeah. Got to confirm that one.
All right. Anything else happening that we need to talk about?
I think that's it.
We're only at an hour and 6 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
People wanted to.
Robbie, do it.
Think of one more thing to talk about real quick. Meg, you can leave if you want to. You look like you just saw a ghost when I said that.
I know. She's like, please.
I'm just
please,
kidding.
I will tell you this bottle.
I want to ask. Oh, you did want to talk about that bottle.
I do love this bottle. And I'll tell you what, Salt Stick sent it to me. Otherwise, I never would have heard of it. But it's called a Bevo. And it is designed by a NASA scientist. And it's basically like, look.
Wait, how do you say it? What's the spelling of it?
B-I-V-O.
B-I-V-O. I'm going to
look
this
up. So,
up.
if you turn it upside down like this, no water comes out, right?
Isn't that any water bottle that's closed?
They've pretty much figured that one out.
I mean, watch this.
Yeah. It honestly looked like a water bottle to me, just squirting water.
It's an aluminum one. It doesn't squirt it. That's just gravity making it come out like a shotgun.
Oh, you didn't have to squeeze the bottle
Feel
there.
the bottle.
I don't think you can.
What? Okay, that was impressive now that I know that.
So what it is they basically have built a shotgun into the can. So it's insulated, double-walled, I think it's double-walled.
We'll just say it is. Does it stay cold? It's probably double-walled.
Yeah, it does. But see this, Robbie? You got this straw, basically.
Yeah, but see, that's going to get dirty.
No, it comes with a cleaner. You just pop this out and you can clean it. But it basically turns it into a shotgun.
Yes.
So you pull that up, it lets the air in the hose goes in, and the water flows out instantaneously. Like
that actually is pretty cool. And they have a nice website.
I know, right?
Evo.
You should check it out.
Are these popular?
No. I've never seen anybody else with one of these. And I tell you what, this is a company that needs to get out there because
that's weird that they're not more popular.
I threw this in my backpack next to computers and stuff like that with I wasn't afraid that it would leak.
I think that they're big in the cycling world. It's just not the running world.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, this isn't a paid advertisement.
How much?
Not at all.
How much do they cost, Robbie?
$39. I mean, it is a little.
That one you have right there is $44.
Wait, for real?
I love it. I love it. Thank you, Salt Stick.
How
does Salt Stick afford to put their label on these and give these out?
That's actually, I don't know. Because
I would love to throw Believe on here and ship these out to our friends.
That would be pretty
fans.
I think pricey.
Oh, you know what I did want to hear?
What?
Oh,
can you read the email that someone sent to us?
No, I'm not reading. No, because it's a private. I don't want to actually read it. It would be different if it was a comment on Apple. I would probably read it in that situation.
Okay, so an email is private.
Yeah, I mean, and they're like a big fan. Like the guys, it'd be different if it's just somebody complaining, I think.
All right.
But
it was good.
We could just keep that.
DM Robbie for details.
Oh, do you know what I'm actually pretty happy about that I did?
What's that?
I had
wrote all the copy for our new website.
Yeah, I am pretty happy about it. Oh yeah, if you haven't checked, check out our new website. That's up and live. Yeah. We didn't even mention that.
I mean, I love it.
Yeah.
I think it's only going to get better. We have some stuff to still work on, but you can see the direction we're headed, and you should get excited.
Yeah.
It's going to be, we're never going to charge for content.
We'll give it a
shot. You might get hit with a bunch of ads, but we won't charge you for the content.
We'll try to optimize that. Shout out to Drexler Agency who designed it, and they're runners too, so it really worked out.
Yeah.
That
and they
do what we wanted.
And they're wearing wear the District Vision stuff.
They do. We'll call them out on that.
Yeah.
But the website's up. No, the thing that I was very proud about was that I had a New York Times subscription that was like $5 a month for a year or whatever, and I actually canceled it in time without getting charged that extra
$5 a year.
No, but it was bumping up to $5 a month. I'm sorry, $5 a month, and then it was bumping up to $25 a month.
Whoa!
Jeez.
So I said cancel, and then as soon as I hit cancel, popped up, would you like to do $5 a month for another year? Yes, please.
Oh, nice.
That's right.
As soon as I hit cancel, it like popped up with the exact same offer for another year.
That's dirty rotten.
Yeah.
They do that all the time.
Yeah, but
and actually, if you can get on a deal, it's a pretty good deal because you do get the paper, you get the New York Times cooking. Which do you do that, Meg?
No.
You probably really like it because they really do have some awesome recipes, and they're like it's a very nice interface and everything, and like there's simple ones that are really good, and healthy, and not healthy. So that works too.
I dig it.
And you get the crossword.
You love the crossword. You're a Wordle person.
You get Wordle with the Wordle bot telling you that you suck at doing Wordle.
Wait, I thought Wordle was independent.
They bought Wordle. Yeah.
Wow, that guy.
So imagine that guy made Wordle as for fun,
And during COVID.
and within 2 months sold it for $1 million to the New York Times.
Just $1 million? I would think it was worth more than that.
I would think so too, but I mean, at the same time, you made a game for fun and they got $1 million.
So I've never played that game, but Brandon got into it when we were traveling, and he was like, had his phone out, and he was, I guess, trying to figure it out. And this dude just comes up to him and says the word.
Nuh-uh. That's so messed up.
And Brandon was like, "What?" And he was like so angry, and I like didn't really understand what was happening. But apparently, that's a big no-no.
That's kind of funny. Like, that's a great.
It's a 4-letter word, right?
5.
5-letter word.
That is really funny, but also messed up. Yeah.
I laughed pretty hard.
Took his joy.
He was like dumbfounded. Like, you just told me it?
Well, I heard this. One of my friends told me this story where, when the last Harry Potter book was coming out, there's like lines around the block. Well, someone just went in and just went straight to the last page, and then,
hey, Dumbledore's dead.
Yeah, they literally.
It's been out long.
Yeah,
enough.
it's long enough.
No, I just can't believe someone did that.
They drove past in their car and like, Dumbledore died. So messed up.
Good.
But I guess that's one of those things too, where like it'd actually be funnier to say something that didn't happen, like, and then people would be like thinking it the whole time, and they'd be mad the whole time, and then they would find out it wasn't true. So they're like, "Oh, I was mad the whole time, and I didn't have to be." Yeah.
I don't know. I just
either way, it's messed up.
Yeah, it's bad. But the Wordle thing now, because that's all he had.
Yeah, poor guy.
But at least you get it back the next day.
You know what? It's gonna be too late. I was gonna ask for a recommendation for a game or something on your phone that doesn't require Wi-Fi.
I don't do games because I get too addicted to them, and then I just said to myself, no more video games, no more phone games.
I tried that.
Really?
I tried, and then they got me back.
Oh, wow. What's that thing you played? Clash of Titans?
Clash
Titans?
Royale.
Oh, Clash Royale.
Yeah, Clash Royale. That one, I'm not even playing it for the sake of playing it anymore. I just want to have all my characters leveled up to the max level.
Oh.
So I'm just collecting gold so that I can
so interesting
get them to the top.
It's weird how that works. Yeah, after the Candy Crush phase back, I said no more.
That's Candy Crush was back at our Social Toaster days.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 2012.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was even one, I think it was like Farmville or something. They're just like, why am I harvesting carrots at 2 a.m? This is insane.
But do you know that was from Baltimore?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
The Zynga Games, and they ended up moving out to Timonium.
I didn't know they were from Baltimore.
Yeah. Oh. So like that was Facebook's big breakout game. Yeah. And then I think they made it. They were one of those that skyrocketed, and then I don't know if they're still around or not.
Yeah, they were huge.
But for a minute there, they were the golden child of video games.
Mm-hmm. Or like mobile games. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was
they may have even gotten purchased by Facebook.
I mean, that's a real. I need to check out my life moment when you are
a digital farmer.
Yeah, like for real.
I never wanted to be a farmer, and look at me now.
Yeah, get a dopamine rush from.
I got a new tractor
from pulling radishes. I mean, although I will say, Mario 2, when you pull those radishes out of the ground, that is an actual feeling that. That sound when you pull in Mario 2 and like.
I'm all about Mario right now.
Yeah.
I just can't wait that there's a new movie coming out.
Oh, do you think they're going to have a bunch of Mario stuff going on in Japan?
There's a Hello Kitty room in our hotel.
What?
Yeah, you can ask for custom Hello Kitty rooms, and the whole thing is decked Hello out. Kitty.
Wait, are you for real?
Yeah.
Oh, I was checking out our hotel, and that
we're
was one of the
staying
options.
in Shinjuku.
Man. I don't know. That seems like I don't think I would want to do that.
Shinjuku.
It was very overwhelming. It did not like it.
That's the only option is just Hello Kitty, or is that the theme of the hotel in general?
No,
I don't think so.
There was other.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know where they have it.
They just decorate it for you when you get there. Is that
no?
What
like
mean?
It's like a room. Like there's rooms that are.
I thought you meant your bedroom is like that.
It is.
Oh, it is.
Like
but
the sheets,
but everything, the bathroom, like
I got you. It's you can buy that, rent that room,
right? Like you can ask for that specific room.
Why did I say rent that room? Is that what it's called when you stay at a hotel? Reserve.
You are renting it, I guess.
That sounds like something you do by the hour.
Well, okay.
Which is why that Starbucks closed over on Loch Raven.
Wait, people were...
They put in a new Starbucks where the Belloc diner was, and it was open for about 6 months before they closed it.
Oh, is it a pay motel by there?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Like it's surrounded by rent by the hour.
Yeah.
Stuff. And
do you think anyone ever does something good at one of those hotels?
No.
Like they're like, I want to rent the hour to just kind of relax, get away, just the only thing my family.
Like imagine you're traveling and you just I'm falling asleep at the wheel. I just need like an hour or two of sleep before I get back on the road.
Yeah,
that's the
I want to do it in a motel.
Yeah, no,
seats are comfortable these days.
Yeah, that's the only reason I could see you do that. Otherwise, it's for doing drugs and tricks.
Man, I bet people that work at those have stories for days.
I don't think you live that long when you're working there.
Also true.
Like how do like if I'm a person who so there's different jobs. There's desk, there's cleaning, there's maintenance. Like there's not one job in there that I think that like if you could find any other job that you would do. Say that you're the guy who's checking people in. You're seeing this craziness. They're complaining to you. They're talking to you. They're probably calling you all hours of the night to get weird stuff. Cleaning.
Oh, man. No.
These places by the hour. Think about what you're cleaning up. No. And then finally, maintenance.
You're basically doing crime scene cleanup, but not even
every day.
Getting paid to do crime scene cleanup. Kind of your dream job. Yeah, except the crime scene cleanup actually pays well.
But think about this. Normal cleaning people, they cycle through a room like, okay, it's normal day. I'm going to go clean these rooms. Hourly. How do you do that? Like, are you like...
I just assume they don't get clean, do they?
Yeah.
They're just flipping stuff there. You flip the sheet over, that's it.
Yeah. The pillow is just on the other side.
Hit that sheet with a hairdryer. Yep. You're good.
Okay. Remember our conversation about the sunrise?
We could have grateful. We could have sponsored Lagoon Pillow right through a Lagoon Pillow ad in there.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap this up. Hey, thanks again to Brandon for editing this podcast, which... Boy, man, I'm so glad. Like he literally could hold at least me hostage with the stuff that we've had to cut out of these podcasts. So if you think we've said
don't give him any ideas, dude.
I know. If you think we've said something inappropriate or something on the regular podcast,
said something
worse.
Yeah,
much worse. So just be happy. Don't complain.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't complain to us.
Yeah,
we don't mind.
You can't actually. I enjoy the complaints. Like the couple that we got this week, I was like, yes, we're getting to the level where we're offending people with non-offensive stuff.
Yeah. But if you are listening and you wrote in, we still love you.
Yeah.
We definitely love you.
Oh, yeah.
Do we get any new reviews?
No, I just checked.
What people? Come on. I know how many people listen to this podcast, and I know how many y'all aren't writing reviews.
Yeah.
I'll write a review for anything you want in your life. If you write a review on here, just put it in your review.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. Robbie's a phenomenal writer.
I literally this week, one-time offer. If you write a review and say, "Hey, can you write a review about this?"
Robbie will write your loved one a note.
Chances are it'll be very funny. So you're gonna want to take him up on this.
Yeah, just give me an extra.
Do you know how much
would
this normally cost? Like, if I came to you and I said, "Hey, Robbie, you're fired, but I want to hire you as a freelance." What?
I'm not good about that. I'm not good about those rates.
Yeah, like how much? I would assume your rate would be pretty expensive.
Okay, I'll just do that.
I mean, you're basically
$100
the modern day Michelangelo of tech, putting the letters next to another letter.
Yeah, spelling.
Yeah, that's
Writing.
it.
Okay, well, that's a nice compliment, I think.
Yeah, and he'll even throw a fig leaf on it.
I'd take Shakespeare over Michelangelo, but
okay. What about Homer?
Homer Simpson? Oh no.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the dude with the Iliad
and the Odyssey.
Yeah,
I'd take that. All right. Call me Homer.
Who else is really good? Mark Twain, Edgar Allan Poe for a local fella.
Yeah, there's a lot of them out there. We could keep going.
Yeah, Hemingway.
Kurt Vonnegut.
Ooh, Hemingway.
I actually don't like Hemingway that much.
Really?
I think he's too descriptive.
Huh.
Or wait, is it? No, he's not too descriptive. But I just never got into his books.
You've never been to Key West?
I like his lifestyle. He's a wild card, but not his writing so much.
Lifestyle's kind of died down a little
Cormac
bit.
McCarthy. If you could put me with anyone,
All right.
That's the level.
Is that because he was a war hero?
Cormac McCarthy?
Yeah, McCarthy. Or
No, the road and like.
Oh, okay.
Blood Meridian.
You like the sad things.
Yeah, he just has good
Dystopian
writing style. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So that pretty much wraps up. You just got an offer to have Robbie write something for you. And this applies to anybody who is not in the running industry.
yeah.
Man, you get it. Okay. Drew Whitcomb. Hey, could you write a review for the
for my
for my
On
shoe?
Cloudsurfer.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it, man. Thanks, Brandon. Thanks, everybody. Hopefully we're having a good time in Japan right now and enjoying ourselves. We will not be drinking the Bureau at this point because before the marathon.
It's Robbie's pre-race drink.
When this comes out,
Remember, he was all concerned about non-alcoholic beer. Now it's just
Are you gonna
can
have
your
a
regular 2 beers.
beer o
I don't know.
onegaishimasu?
Maybe. We'll see. I don't know. All right.
Nomimasu ka?
Nomimasu ka.
All right, hi mom.
You would just say nomimasu.
Nomimasu.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's it.